Hello and welcome again to Red Gaming Tech for more binary news, your daily dose of focused gaming news. Myself, Marta. Today is the 20th of July, and this time I have some news for you regarding Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Now, as I've said before, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare is actually piquing my interest, which is pretty impressive because, well, FPS isn't usually my cup of tea, and that goes doubly for modern military shooters. So for Call of Duty to even register on my personal radar is definitely impressive, and one of the more interesting elements from the limited gameplay and information that we have is the Exoskeleton armor, which will allow for basically some interesting and rather crazy maneuvers. Now, Bret Robbins, who is of course the game's creative director, spoke a little bit on some interesting deals regarding the exoskeleton. And he said, a quote, "One thing is that with the new campaign is that we're introducing an upgrade system. Through the exoskeleton, you can increase its power. You can earn upgrade points by completing challenges and customize your exoskeleton. By the end of the game, you're much more powerful than when you started." Now, obviously then the question remains, will you have all of the abilities and skills by the end of the game, or do you need to make certain choices in order to get them? And Bret said, quote, "You have to make certain choices, however your upgrades will carry over if you decide to play again." Now, when he spoke about this new system, he compared it a little bit to New Game Plus and basically said, quote, "It'll really help you to be a complete veteran by having all these upgrades. It should encourage people to play the campaign again. I always do it as a player. I always like playing again, especially with an open up upgrade system." So it sounds a little bit to me that some of the elements from the multiplayer are carrying over to the single player and basically trying to encourage replayability in the single player, which is definitely something that I feel they are right to work on, because I think a lot of people, as I've said before, when they launch up their brand spanking new Call of Duty game, they go straight to the multiplayer, and that's where they'll stay until, well, they either get bored, they've had enough, or they play the next one, or what have you. And there's good reason for that. The single player campaign is usually very linear, very scripted, or pretty short. The main focus of the developer's attention was obviously the multiplayer, which is fine. If that's how they want to do it, then cool. That's their choice. But I definitely think that if you're going to spend money on the single player, you should do it right. You should at least try to make it more interesting, encourage people to play it, and having a new game plus, having upgrades, having different paths that you can take with your skill set or whatever, and having a reason to play it more than once is definitely something that is an improvement for the Call of Duty franchise, especially for someone like me who, well, doesn't really play much multiplayer games. That's one of the reasons I haven't really got into Call of Duty, is because, well, the multiplayer is where the meat is, and outside of Hearthstone and StarCraft 2, I basically don't play multiplayer. I don't really have the time, and it's just not really my thing. I personally just prefer single player experiences. Maybe I'm a bit of a foreverdalone.jpg, but that's just my personal choice. So I definitely appreciate this, but if I do end up picking this up, which will remain to be seen, it really depends on the reviews and stuff at the time, I probably will end up playing the multiplayer. It's just encouraging to me to see Sledgehammer trying to freshen things up a little bit with this single player for a very much multiplayer focused franchise. So, what changes would you like to see brought to the Call of Duty Advanced Warfare single player? What would get you to actually play it for a good amount of time? I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Anyway guys, that is me done for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.